Okay, okay, give me a second. Okay, now it's live. Okay, okay, give me a second. Okay, now it's live.
Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to this technical workshop that is being conducted by Agomoni and Advisor. I hope every one of you who has been to this platform you are right now with us have been through the website agomoni.in, and this is a website where you can find all these interesting people and interesting workshops all throughout. And today's special guest with us, who will be mentoring you throughout this session, is a very special person. We have with us Vineet Nayak S, and he will be guiding you through this entire journey. For whatever doubts you have in this entire session, you can put your questions in the chat box and he will be answering them one after the other. So please have patience and please put your questions in the chat box. Anytime you have a question, you can put it in. Other than that, I would also like to invite you all and ask you all to go visit Agui.in very regularly. You will be able to see updates on everything and anything. And as you know, it's a very anonymous platform. So anything related to technical matters, it's up there. And if you want to post your own solutions, you will be able to find them. I hope you will also be able to see advisor with us again. If you like this workshop, we'll ask for your feedback, and later on, if you like this workshop, we'll have you again. We'll have sir again with us, and we can hold another session on the further more advanced topics. That's all for us, and now I'll put it back to Vineet. Vineet, you have the floor.
Yes, thank you, Abiru. Okay. Programming is about what you know, it's about what you can figure it out. So, hello everyone, welcome to this workshop on fundamentals of programming. So, before we go ahead, I would like to give a intro of me, a brief introduction about me. So, I am Vineet Nayak, and I'm a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador and SEO Specialist at Advisor, Regional Head of Girls Trip for Karnataka, and student mentor at A Foundation. And I'm also a student and I'm learning with you guys. And I'm sure that you guys are excited for this amazing workshop. Yes. So before we begin, let's quickly look at the agenda, like what is the flow that we are going to have. So we will be discussing what is programming, necessity of programming and why learn it, how to kickstart a career in programming, and with a few magical demonstration in between with a Python, that is an amazing programming language. And we will also walk through some of the data structures that we have in Python and what are data structures and stuffs. And also we will be speaking about the roles of communities and statistics and insights on programming. I'm sure you guys are going to like it. So before we begin, so what is programming? I'm sure if you're a new buddy coming in to learn programming, you will be like confused or you will be like curious to know what is programming. Okay, so without wasting much of your time, let's like quickly move ahead. So programming is a process of designing and building an executable computer programs to accomplish a specific computing result or to perform a specific task. So this is a Wikipedia definition of programming. Okay, other than Wikipedia definition of programming, let's quickly check it out. What's programming? I'm sure every one of you are using tools like laptops or your mobile phones or even a television for that matter. And no matter what electronics component you use, so all are programming. All use programming as a tool to get a desired input or a result. So programming is a key that which we use in day-to-day life. So programming is a gold mine of the 21st century because we have amazing number of startups coming in. We have amazing number of big tech giants hiring more and more number of people with amazing packages. So let's go to the statistics in the later part, but programming is everything that we see in the 21st century, and it's going to be like much more interesting in the day-to-day lives. So for example, I would like to show you a small demonstration of like how fun is to work with programming. So for example, I'm sure you guys can see my screen and you can see a group photo over here. Let us apply some filters to the above pic and let's check it out how funnier it is, or where are the applications of programming can be seen. So let me just run it out for you. So so I have written a own set of program here for the same. So I'll be like walking through the program in the later part, but let's basically look at the demonstration of like how funnier it will be like to work with a programming languages. So the images that you have seen is a group photo that I have taken from Google, and you guys can see my program is adding a filter to each one's face. That is basically giving them a makeup. So, and this kind of mechanism can be seen in most of the like social media tools like Instagram, Facebook, and different stuffs. So you guys can see it was a plain image without makeup, and you guys can see I have like added a makeup to each one's face, and this can be achieved using a open source library. I mean, using a package of Python that is OpenCV. OpenCV is another amazing set of packages that we have in Python. So what are packages or what is Python? We will come in the later part, but this is a basic demonstration I wanted to show. So here at the beginning our photo was like totally makeup free, and we didn't had any of this filters in photos, but using my program, that is I can show you give a glimpse of it. So if using this small set of program that is of 22 lines with spaces in between, of course, we can able to like add filters to this group of people. So that's how amazing is programming. So given that demonstration, let me like quickly come back to the slides and like walk ahead. Yes, I am sure you guys are following me up, and I hope you guys are like super excited for the upcoming, I mean, the next coming session. And okay, so we have seen how funnier the programming language is, or what is programming language basically. Now let's basically move towards the next topic, that is the necessity of programming. So why do we need programming? So what is the necessity of programming? Okay, as I already told you in the beginning part, so programming is a gold mine of the 21st century and ahead. So programming is most of the components we use in daily basis, such as washing machines, laptops. Yes, or even washing machines use programming. Even the microwave ovens, for that matter, use programming. They are all programmed. We sometimes speak that even our brains are programmed, but our brains are programmed with a normal language. What we speak may it be a mother tongue or the language which we communicate. So even our brain is programmed, but the language here used is a basic language, that such as your mother tongue or the communication language. And usage of programming globally has made it a gold mine for one interested to kickstart their career. For example, if you are a newbie or to this engineering or any of such branch, and you know you have that skill of programming, you can achieve anything in your life, and you can like earn a lot and go into that gold mine and extract the maximum amount of gold that you can. Also, programming is a tool, if used in a right way, can use to automate the boring activities. For example, if you are like interested to like open, or you are lazy to open a browser using a click, what you can do, you can like just create your assistant of your own and tell your assistant, uh, yes, open a Chrome for me, and you can tell it to search whatever the content you want. So that's how awesome is programming, and that's how we come across this necessity of programming. You can see several different applications of programming in day-to-day life, such as your Google Assistant is one of the very like awesome example for automating a boring I have also a my own assistant. I'll be like eventually walking you through my assistant in the later part. Before that, let's like quickly continue with the next part. So let's now you got to know like what is programming and what are its necessities. But have you ever wondered like what are different companies that use programming? Starting from a young budding startups like Advisor to a big tech giants like Google, Facebook, etc. use programming. You guys can see even Agmony for that matter, Agomony for that matter. So they have their own website, and they are like posting regular events in their website. So this is all possible because of the programming. So you can see, you have your own like movie streams like Netflix, you have your music streams like Spotify, YouTube, etc. So all these companies use programming. Almost all the industries, starting from your pipe industries or your uh, television industries or even your uh, fabric industries, are getting converted or bringing in programming as a tool to automate the process and get the maximum optimized results. For example, what do I mean by optimized result is, so if a man can work for X hours, so he will like probably spend around X by 4% of 4 hours in doing something else. But if you like train and have your own machines programmed and to run to do a particular task, it can work for X hours continuously, and you can obtain 4 times more results than what a common man can do. So that's why almost all the industries, for example a car industry for that matter, I hope you guys have checked how the cars are like designed in these days. So they have their own handmade robots, and that bots do the job for a company. So having said that, so the question might come to your mind, will the automation reduce the job opportunities? Definitely not. Though the machine can do a job by themselves, they need a people who can program it. So they need a people who can invent different machines. They need a people who can guide your machine. They need a people who can like correct the machine at the each different stage. So now let us, when I speak about the machines, let us consider machines as a young child. So when a young child grows up, so he or she tends to commit n number of different I mean n number of problems or face issues. For example, a young child cannot walk by itself on the day it's born, right? So similarly, a machine cannot give you 100% result until and unless it's optimized. So we have our own concept of machine learning and artificial intelligence coming into picture when I speak about machines. But it all comes when you know or when you have a basic knowledge of programming. And having a knowledge of programming will like open you the way or a path wherein you can like generate your own income. Yes, I hope you guys are like excited after learning about after listening about which are the companies that use programming. And let's like quickly move about why learn programming. So we saw like what are the benefits of programming, what is the necessity of programming. We also saw like what are the different companies use programming. Now let's quickly move to the next topic, that is why learn programming. Yes, why learn programming? I'm sure this curiosity in you comes into picture. We have n number of programmers available in these days, but am I the one who should be learning programming? Yes, your answer is definitely yes. So everybody in this country or in this world should learn to program a computer because it teaches you how you think. This is the words of Steve Jobs, a co-founder and CEO of Apple. So I hope you guys have heard about the Steve Jobs and is how Apple has grown in these days. So yes, so it's like the programming makes your logical thinking sharp, and no matter if you're using programming or not, even when you're like when a problem comes into your life, that can be solved using the tool called programming. So when you start learning to program, you will develop the habit of working your way out in very structured format. For example, if you're working with Python, so you will have to use these libraries like OpenCV, or you have n number of packages or inside built-in packages or the open source packages in Python. So you will have to use it at different point in time. So during which you will have to like design how to start working or developing a tool. For example, if you want to like add two numbers without getting a two numbers, you can like never add two numbers, right? So similarly, if you want to add two numbers, so the thing what you can do is, so you can like basically write in a sheet of paper. So now I need to write a program to add two numbers. So what are the inputs required? So the input required here are like the two numbers, that is, for example, 5 and 7. Or let's consider a variable a and variable b, and these variables are used as a tool to get a desired output, that is addition of two numbers. So let's see how to write a program to add two numbers in the later part maybe. And yes, why learn programming? Because it teaches you how to think. And programming helps you to start thinking logically, and this gives a rise to more creative solutions you have ever given. For example, have you ever wondered like why your laptop is like running at 4 or 8 times speeder than what the computers that were used previously were running? Because we have lots of young programmers coming in, bringing in their creativity and taking the technology to the next level. So yes, this is all possible because of a programming. What is okay? So now the next questions come to our mind. So for example, say a young lady of say 40 years, say she is attending this webinar and she is like curious to like learn like about programming. So but the thing comes to our mind is like what is the best age to learn programming? Yes, there are like no age restrictions to learn programming. For example, if you are like learning any sort of like music from your music teacher or your music group cohorts will always tell that there is no particular age to learn music, right? So similarly, when we speak about programming, there are like no age restrictions to learn about programming. Starting from a 7-year-old kid to a 90 plus year young granny or grandpa or grandparents can learn to code. So I recently came across an article in Quora, so which told me that a young 90-year-old a lady joined in the engineering college just to learn programming, and she was the activist, and she was like passionate than all the young buddies she had in the college, her batchmates. So yes, if a 90-year-old lady or granny can learn how to code, why not? So it's like there are no age restrictions, or you can begin a right way to or start your career in programming. Say I started my career in programming, or I learned programming when I was say 18 years old. So yes, and it's almost been a 2 years old, means 2 years from when I learned programming, and I'm able to build different amazing applications. I'm like able to work on the different things at a multiple instant of time because of programming. All that is required is a curiosity. Curiosity is a key behind whatever work you do. If you are curious, you can achieve n number of things in your life. And trust me when I tell this. So curiosity is another gold mine, or is a path which will take you to your destination which you aim for or dream for. So if you are curious, you can achieve anything in your life. Look at a young kid which is like curious about like how the things work. It when it speaks like a first word, say amma, so or anything in your own mother language, so it will then like try being curious and learn more languages or more different words of the language of his mother tongue. So this is all possible because if you're curious. So programming makes you curious because the n number of errors that you get during the programming will make you like curious, and your interest towards programming will eventually be improved as you go ahead. So having said that, let's not waste much of your time, and let's move to the next slide, that is how to kickstart a programming career. Yes. So now you guys got to know what is programming, what is the necessity of it, what is the best aid to start programming, and what are the different industries in programming. Now let's speak about like how to kickstart a programming career. Here is how. So go 100% all in. For example, today you decided to like start your programming career. So you will have to give your 100% in whatever you do. Say for example, you can allocate only 1 hour per day. Give that 1 hour 100% dedication and stay focused, and you can go to different sources available, resources available, and the 21st century is the best example for the resources that are available around us. Take the maximum benefit of it and start learning programming. And after you like dive into a particular or choose a particular programming language for that matter, just learn a basics of any programming language which fascinates you, which pulls your interest, or which makes you compassionate, and then choose that programming language and learn the basics of that programming language and start a side project eventually. So what do you mean by a side project? So the project can be anything for that matter. It can be as simple as creating a makeup filter for the every picture you click. It can be as simple as going to your university website and getting in the result for you, instead of like you going to your university website, logging in and getting in the result. So have you ever wondered why this concept of captcha came into picture? If you're like not ever thought of like why captcha actually introduced or got introduced, let me like tell you a short story on it. So there were like curious programmers like me, or the naughty programmers like me, who used to like always look for like loopholes in every website for for that matter. So once a programmer, or maybe many a group of programmer, took a university and they developed their own program to get in the result at a time. For example, instead of you going in for 100 number of times and getting your friend's result, so they had developed their own tool, and that tool used to get them I mean, results of the number of people they want. So in order to reduce this, because there were the chances that your results may like be shared with someone else, and in order to get the maximum privacy thing, so they introduced the concept of captcha. And until and unless you like pass the captcha, for example, if you get an image, if you click on that image and choose a particular thing, say if it asks you to choose a train in an image, if you don't if choose a right image, so it thinks that you are a robot, and it will like never allow you to access the page that you want. So this reduces the time complexity, or the and increases the privacy, or the security of a particular website. And so the after using captcha, the group of people who developed the tool for like getting in the results at a time failed. And I'm sure they have like worked on multiple things and have made developed the tool for overcoming captcha too. But yes, so this is how the captcha got invented, and you can choose a side project to maybe crack anything that you want. So you can also create a say emotional analyzer bot. So if you are feeling alone at some point in time, you can like play with your bot or play with your assistant and ask your assistant to play a music at your own mood, or according to the mood you have. You can also create a sentiment analyzer as a tool, and you can do a n number of projects if you know a basics of programming. And next thing, after you begin the your side project, so you will have to travel a extra mile. So each time after say writing a particular program or writing a particular functions in your programming language, you will have to like interact with your seniors, or the one who is like very much experienced in programming, and then ask them like, can you like review my code? And once your code is like reviewed, you can like eventually ask them like how to optimize the solution, because optimization is a key. Say if your programming is running very slow and if you are not optimizing it, so you can like never get a maximum benefit of programming, right? So optimization is a key. So get your code reviewed. And also one more main concept when you like start learning a programming language is never pretend to know things that you don't know. For example, you might be starting to learn a programming language, say for that matter, say let's say Java. And when a friend of you comes to you and asks you, can you like explain me uh, Java? So yeah, you will tell, yes, I'm a pro in Java and I can help you in so and so. So never do that, because since you are a beginner and it's your time to learn more things. So if you pretend like you know everything, the learning rate decreases and you cannot learn anything for that matter. It can be in any field that you choose. It need not be a programming, it need not be anything else. So never pretend to know things that you don't know. Also, pair program with someone more experienced than you. For example, you might have your own brothers and sisters into programming, or you might have your colleagues who are into programming. Just go pair up with them, just go speak to them and get the experience what they have. Just learn about how the things work in the industries and learn basic things from them. For example, I learned programming from my cousins, a set of cousins who are in the tech industries or IT industries. I learned how fascinating it's to code, and then I started applying it, and then I became a programmer. And if you follow these steps uh, in a neat and systematic way, then trust me when I tell this, you can be a good programmer within, like, say, within a few days or a few months. So without wasting much of your time, let's go to the next slide. Okay, now it's a time for some of coding. So now you got to know what is programming and how to like kickstart a career in programming. And now it's time for some of the coding. And before we start to code, I would like to just tell you like what is a programming language. So now you got to know what is programming, right? So programming language is a tool that you use in order to communicate with your system. For example, now if I am like going to Google slide and like presenting in front of you, that's how I interacted with a like my laptop or my PC to saying, giving certain set of instructions. But in the background there are like n number of programming languages running. There are like some of the HTTP servers running, and they are doing a job easy for me with a single click and just a drag and drop things. I'm not programming in order to make this slides beautiful, but I'm using my creativity to use this programming as a tool. Okay, so having said that, so now you got to know what is programming language too. So in the 21st century, you have n number of programming languages, and you can choose one that fascinates you the most. And I never give anyone or suggest anyone a programming language, because the programming language I like, it may not be liked by you, or it may not be liked by someone else. So that's why it's everything should come as an experience. And if you are like learning things, make sure you go give your 100% and learn the programming language, any programming language for that matter. Yes. So let's see how we can write a hello world programming in Python. So before that, so why hello world? So before we like it's a tradition that we follow in any programming language, or when we learn any programming language for that matter. So it's always that we tell the word hello, I am here. So that's why we like run the hello world program first. It's like basically like when you like buy a new home, so basically you do some sort of pujas, right? So that puja is done in for you by the concept of hello world. So it's like you're telling word, hey there, I am like into the programming and I know how to program. That is, I have taken my first step into programming. So let's see how hello world program is simple in Python for that matter. Python is one of the cutest programming language that, and it's easier to learn and it's easier to implement. And most of the tools inside programming inside Python are like easily understandable for the humans. So let's see how we can write a hello world statement here. So in Python, we have something known as print statements. So what print statement will do is, it will like basically print in the values, or it will give you the output as you want. For example, if I write hello or hey there, I know programming. So it will basically run wait, give me a second. So I typed it, and now if I run it for you guys, so let me use my terminal to running it. So I am sure the Agomani team have already shared with you the preferable prerequisites video, wherein you guys can check it out how to install Python and how to install like Visual Studio Code and start working with it. If you have like not gone through it now, so maybe you can go through that resources after this workshop, and you can like start working on it. And now if I like for running a program, so we write a name as so Python follow space the file name dot py. So that is, I have created a file named hello. So here hello dot py. So you guys can see the output basically here. So let me like zoom it for you. So you guys can see here, hello there, I know programming is an output that I received when I ran those program. Okay, having said that, let's come back to our slides and let's see how the thing works, or like let's see what are the different things that we are going to learn. So yes, now it's time for some magic. So I'm going to show you a magic here. That is, I have created a own tool which is going to show you a magic. I hope you guys are like super excited to say it. So here is, I have created my personal assistant. So I would like to give you like a glimpse of like how I have like created my simple assistant, and I'll basically demonstrate how my assistant works to gather me the information from Wikipedia, or search courses, search my favorite courses, or open any website from a terminal. So let me run it for you guys. So now I have written my own program here. Okay, so now if I run that, so Python, I have given a program name or file name as code.py. So let me run it. And hey Abirup, are you here?
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
Yeah. So just tell me whether you can listen to the system, my system voice. Else
Yeah,
I
yeah, I'll
can.
let you know. I'll let you know.
So now if I run this, so it.
Good morning. I am your personal assistant. Please tell me how may I help you.
So have you heard this, Habirup?
No, your system sound is not shared, I guess.
Okay. Give me a second. Uh, So let me just stop the share, I mean screen recording, and share it again. Okay. Can you confirm it now?
Good morning. I am your personal assistant. Please tell me how may I help you.
Have you?
Your system sound is audible.
Yes. So you heard right what my assistant spoke to you, right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So whatever I'm like speaking now is being listened by my assistant, and is like telling you what I'm doing. So like whatever I speak, you guys can see it on the screen too. And without wasting much of your time, I hope it's still listening to me. Let it execute for a while. Hey assistant, can you open a Chrome for me? Okay, open Chrome, open Google. Yes, you guys can see it opened a Chrome browser for me, and it opened Google for me. Similarly, if I run, uh, yes, it opened a Google again for me because it was listening to me. And if I stop speaking to it again, it will like definitely open it again for me. Okay. Can you tell me about Sachin Tendulkar from Wikipedia?
Searching Wikipedia. According to Wikipedia, the second test in the Indian cricket team's tour of Australia for the 2007 08 Summer was a test cricket match played over 5 days at the Sydney Cricket Ground from 2 to January 6, 2008. Australia won the match by 122 runs with minutes to spare at the end of the fifth day.
So it's like it's going to Wikipedia and getting me the results which contains a keyword known as Sachin Tendulkar. So that's how awesome this Google Assistant is. And like, let me like show you one more thing. So, can you search me a course assistant?
Searching Wikipedia.
Yes. So it's like telling that I mean there might be some of the problems there, but yes, you guys saw how it's cool to like speak to your assistant when you're free, right? So that's how awesome is programming, and you can like create your own different stuffs using programming. And let me show you like how many lines of code it took me to like design the scene. So it took me only around 119 odd lines, and that too with a simple if-else statement, and using some of the like powerful packages of like Python, I am able to develop such an amazing assistant. I'm sure it's still in the construction phase, but trust me when I tell this, if you like know how the programming is, or if you know n number of programming languages for that matter, you can develop more number of such amazing programming things, and you can come up with an amazing product, and you can start your own project for that matter, and you can have your own startup and get in enough resource for you whenever it's required. So you guys saw a magic now, and let's go for next time. Yes, so let's like we were like more into like technical stuff till now. So let's see how to take the maximum fun while we are learning with the programming. Say now you have your nephew, or say you have your colleague who don't know programming. Just give a program that works to him and ask him to execute, and he will execute it and he will get an output. Similarly, after few seconds, you like just make some changes in the program, and make sure you change the syntax and give the same program to him and ask him to run it. So now the thing will not work as it wants to work for your colleague, right? So he will like execute it and he will be like shocked. So the same program that he ran a few minutes back, so it's giving him an error, right? So this is how you can pull legs, or like you can like basically tease your friends that you don't know programming, you can start learning programming. You will be a pro like me and stuff, so you can take a maximum build up if you know programming too. Also, I know one of my friend, so what did he do is, so he liked a girl, but he was like a lit assistant to like go and speak to that girl. So what did this fellow do is he developed a simple tool or a simple software, and he made it install in his friend, because he means his girlfriend's phone, and he proposed that girl using the that app. So I'm not giving you a idea like how to like basically propose a girl or a boy. No, I'm just telling how fun it's to like work with programming. Similarly, one of my friend, what did he do is like he, in order to fool his fellow mates, he developed like created a similar scenario wherein we get to see that our PC is hacked, and he told his fellow mates that your PC is hacked and you will have to pay me 10K. So and his followers like were shocked, and they came running to him seeing the prank that he did, and then he told them that it was like just made for fun and things. So this is how, if you like go deep into programming, you can use the programming for fun, and whenever you are like stressed or whenever you feel like you want to be chilled, you can use a programming of a tool as a tool to like make your brain fresh. Okay, let's move about the next concept that we have with us, that is data structures. So, what are data structures? Data structures are basically just that, they are a structure which holds some data together. For example, Now, if you are storing a contact in your phone, so they the designer have like created a own data structure or developed their own program for like storing a data, so wherein the name whatever you're giving is one sort of data type, that is it we call it as a string, or it can be even considered as a set of characters. And whatever you give a telephone number, right, it can either be considered as a number if there is like no +91, or if there is +91, it can also be considered as a string. So that is, these are the different types of data type that we use in the day-to-day applications. But trust me when I tell this, data structures is like really a vast topic. And if I want to speak more on data structures, I think I need to take one or maybe two more workshops in order to like give you the entire idea of what data structures are. But why I have included these slides here is like whenever you like start learning your programming languages for that matter, so it's always better that you know what are data structures, and you like just learn the different data structures that are available in any programming language for that matter. And it will also feel like beneficial if you know what are different data structures or what are different algorithms that we have. This is like very beneficial in the interview point of view, say when you're applying for a technical companies for that matter. It will help you in like getting in for the passing the clearing the technical round, because in technical round you will be getting different aptitude questions on the programming language that you have chosen, or they will also ask you to write a program for a certain number of steps. For example, they might ask you to write a program for a Fibonacci series, so, and different number of steps. So it's always better if you like know what are different data structures, and how you can design algorithms using these data structures. So having said that, let's move to the next topic, that is data structures of Python. There are like four built-in data structures in Python. They are like list, tuples, dictionaries, and set. So in order to like know more about what are data structures and how we are going to use it in any programming languages for that matter, you can visit the advisor at any point of time, and you can like search for freely available resources. And if you are like rich enough and you can afford the courses, you can definitely buy some amazing courses, because advisors does that sort of like job easy for you to kickstart your journey. So you can like learn a lot about data structures of Python and what are data structures in using this platform. Also, you can go for like different resources available in the YouTube or Geeks for Geeks. The thing with the resources available here is there are like vast number of resources, and you will be confused like which resources to choose and which not to choose. And if you choose a particular resource, will that yield a particular result or not? So it's like really confusing for things. And I'm also sure this Agomoni will like create n number of amazing workshops ahead on similar topics like data structures of Python, or learning artificial intelligence, machine learning, everything for that matter. Yeah. And okay, let's speak about the roles of different communities that we have, and how these communities are going to help you in like promoting your programming career or kickstarting your programming career. Okay, so yes, role of communities. Okay, so before we like speak about communities, so communities are basically a group of people, a group of like-minded people who like basically work on achieving a particular task. For example, there might be a community which can be like which is basically a sort of an NGO, and they are at their main agenda or objective is to help people, or they want to share some of the thoughts or the learnings of what they have learned with the people. So these are basically a communities. But when we like go beyond like go into programming, we go about speaking about the tech communities. So tech communities are basically other communities which are like indulged with technical things. So tech communities are specifically for software development and are awesome places to find answers to the common and complex questions you encounter. For example, you are like new into programming and you don't know where to start. You can all, if you are a part of a particular community, you will have a like-minded people or a people who have already traveled a path that you already wanted to travel, and you can basically like go and talk to them and get the enough ideas from them, and you can start means kickstart your journey. And what happens if you're part of community, the n number of errors that you are going to commit uh, reduces as you already learn from the mistakes that your colleagues or your community member does. And if you say you have a complex question, you don't know how the thing works. For example, you don't know what is machine learning, what is artificial intelligence. You can like just go and ask your community fellow mates who are like specialized in artificial intelligence and machine learning, and you can like learn from them, and you can like start applying it in whatever the things you do. So when I speak about like what is machine learning or what is artificial intelligence, it is again a vast topic or a domain that we have inside CS, which have its application of programming in it. And if I want to speak on it, I guess I need another workshop to speak on it, because it's like a really vast topic. And similarly, the tech communities are great because the pros and the newbies can con- all converge together, which is a huge advantage to every developer's career. For example, say a guy who is part of my community is like very highly experienced in some programming language, that is a pro in some programming language, whereas here I who don't know anything about programming language. When we both like share and get the views of each other, our knowledge gets improved. And trust me when I shall tell this. So when you like interact with the colleagues, or when you interact with community members, or when you interact with the one you're close into, your knowledge sharing abilities will like increase. Also, you can get the maximum benefits while speaking to them. So this is how the tech communities help in kickstarting a particular journey. So speaking about the few like community programs that we have, so we have Association of Computing Machinery. So it's a global institute or a community which is like associated in New York. So what ACM does is, so they have created their own set of groups in a particular college. So they have their own student chapters. They have their own country chapters. So what they do is, these are the chapters are the group of people who work on a particular task. So they conduct different events in order to like teach what they learn and learn what they teach. uh, Yes, because learn what they teach. Say if you are new into programming, and if someone in your community asks you to like give a webinar or deliver a webinar, so you will have to learn before giving it, right? So that's what I mean by it. And similarly, Association of Computing Machinery is has this amazing network spread across its globe, and you guys can ping or reach them if you are like official member of ACM. Yes, ACM do charge a certain amount for your membership, but trust me when I tell this, it's worth it, and you can gain a lots of benefit from it. So I was also a chapter lead, or I was a founder of a chapter ACM chapter in my own college, that is Sayadri, and yes, my friends are continuing it for me now. And similarly, I hope you guys have heard of like IEEE. So IEEE is another such chapter. They also have their own chapters for their college. They have their own state chapters. So these are the chapters which help you grow. These are the chapters which teach you the life lessons. These are the chapters which make you more confident. These are the chapters which make you which bring in or make the person a different person, make you a different person who you never dreamt of. So make sure you join any communities that are, or tech communities that are available, or chapters that are available in your school, because these are the chapters which are going to benefit you a lot. And another thing that I am again a part of is a Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador. So Microsoft has this like amazing vision to like make this world a better sustaining place and everyone educated. So what Microsoft does is they hire the student ambassadors who are like active student ambassadors, and make them learn the things that are like available by the resources that are made available by the top fellow mates of Microsoft, and they give this learning path to the selected student ambassadors. And once they go through the learning path, they can make sure they make sure that these student ambassador give different programs. For example, I am giving a program for you, that is I'm delivering a workshop, and these workshop will include a set of people who they teach, and these people who ever get learned from the Microsoft Learn Student ambassadors will be getting her hoodies or certificate from them. So that's how awesome is like Microsoft Learn Student Ambassador program. You can like definitely check it out. Also, we have something known as Google developers. So Google have their own community again, and you guys know how it's cool to like be a Google developer, because you will be getting huge amount of swags from Google, and you will also be getting a recognition from the Google end. So another thing that we have is a Girl Script. So Girl Script is also another amazing tech community which I'm part of too. And this community is like have a lots of event taking place, basically to like educate people and share the knowledge what these people learned in the experience or different things. So these are the few community programs, and I'm sure there are like a number of community programs. I am sure advisor is also planning to like implement a similar community program. I hope you guys are like interested to be a part of this community program, and super excited to see you in that community program as well. Yes, so now we spoke about different roles and what are the things. So now let's quickly like have a sneak peek of like what are the statistics and insights of a programming language or benefits basically. So now as I already spoke about, so we have a number of programming languages. So and here is a quick glimpse of past year, that is 2020, and how the programming languages or how most popularly used programming languages are. So JavaScript being one of the awesome programming languages on the top, and HTML, CSS are it a competitor for the JavaScript, because whenever you write a HTML or CSS program, you use JavaScript as a tool for a backend or stuff. So you have similarly the SQL. So I am sure if you are like into any of things like a diploma in computer science or engineering in computer science, you are going to learn it. SQL is like a really amazing platform to learn. So this basically deals with the database and things and storing a data. And next comes is a Python. So Python, though it was like generated or developed or built in 1980s or 1970s, so it had lost its face because it was not user friendly. And but in this era of that 2018 or after 2015 or something, so the Python started generating its value, and it started giving in a value, and as a result more and more number of people are going to like learn Python these days. And also, trust me when I tell this, so what matters here is the fundamentals that you have, not the programming language. So you, if you know a Python very much, or you are a pro in a Python, and if you don't know how to like write the logics, you can never learn other programming language. So learning a programming language is easy as to learn a new programming language, for example French for that matter. So you never knew French, you learn it, so you basically learn a few keywords of it. But if you like think logically and apply French properly, you will be a pro in whatever you speak in French. Similarly, you if you choose a programming language, for example you choose Python as your programming language, make sure you not only work on the syntax or different structures inside Python, but you need to make the fundamental strong, that is your logical reasoning strong. So if you can able to like convert your thinking into a beautiful design, then trust me, you can like use any number of programming language without also learning it. So these are the like popularly used programming languages. Say there are like again young programming languages coming in, such as like Go, that is a cow language. So these have like really amazing applications, and if you learn it, trust me when I tell this, so you can learn any programming language, and your adaptivity skills increases if you like learn a programming language and if your fundamentals are strong. And okay, so next thing comes. So now I told, as I was telling you, this programming language is a gold mine of a 21st century. Let's like quickly move towards the salary insights of a programmer. So here, as you guys can see on your screen, here is a basic program, like average salary insights what every programmer gets as per the roles he have. For example, the average annual salary of a web developer comes around 3.3 lakhs to 4 lakhs per annum, which is also a good thing to start, right? So it's basically an average. So say if you are proficient in it and if you have a n number of experience, then your earning rate will also like exponentially increase, and you can earn a lot if you are a programmer. Similarly, if you are a software engineer, your average salary may be a 5 lakh per annum, so you are earning around like 60,000 per month. So it's like a really great amount, right? So it's again a average. If you are proficient, you can earn maybe 2 lakhs per month, 2 lakhs, or it may be in crores too. If you are like ever like curious to know what how much Sundar Pichai earns, so you need to check it out once, because he earns crores per day. So that's how awesome the salary inserts of programmers are. And let's see a developer salary, application developer salary in India. It comes around an average of 5 lakh so and so amount, with some bonus commission and things. So that is a median. 5 lakh is a median. If you know the concept of like standard deviation or normal deviation, so this come at the middle of thing, and most of the people will be earning in this range. And if you are like a proficient, you can like earn a lot. So it's again, the depends on your company that you are in and the experience that you have. Having said that, so I spoke about some domains of programming. So let's see what are the total different means industries or the focus areas of CS where we use programming. So we have a computer vision. So in the beginning of the workshop, you just saw how we added a filter, right? So that was made possible because of a computer vision. So some of the programming language, for example, C++ or Python, has its own computer vision libraries, and using which you can like create n number of applications such as filters. And you can also, what you can do is you can like create your own project, that is detection of robbery things. So you can like directly connect your program with your CCTV footage, and you guys can check it out who exactly stole your thing or whether your thing is secure. So these are like really amazing applications of computer visions. And here there are like different concepts like smart machines, that are the basically the smart watches that we use, or the smart mobiles. So if you have ever like observed, in 1990s or in the beginning of early 2000s, you were using a basically a typing or a keypad phones. But if you see your mobile phone now, it's basically a smartphone, right? So it's working a smart, and it is working it's giving you the 10 times a better results than what you expect. That is, may it be with the speed or with the different programming or the tools that you use. And next main domain, that is analytics. So, have you ever heard like thought like, if you know analytics and if you know programming, what are the salary insights that you get? So do check it out. If you are like good at analytics, or if you are good at the concept of data science, so analytics comes inside data science and machine learning. And if you also know programming, so your like salary can be like way higher than what an average web developer gets. Similarly, we have electronic fields coming into picture, such as like IoT applications, which basically aims with automation and things. And also, the cyber security is one of the like awesome field which is going to have its career in the upcoming future, because most of the things we are like worried about the security. For example, now you guys will be checking out in WhatsApp that their privacy is going to update. So having said that, so many are like worried about the privacy updates, but there are like several young industries in India trying to develop amazing such tools with an awesome security features. So even cybersecurity is one of the awesome tool that we get, because as the knowledge of programming increases in a particular group of people, the it's like it is also like dangerous, because some can use it in a like wronger way to hack and like drain money from others. So that is not what is advisable, right? So that's why the security has its own application in the upcoming futures. And we have different things such as your AR, VR, and that is your augmented reality and virtual reality, which is like definitely going to have an amazing set of scope in the future. So these are basically the different domains that we have in programming. So speaking about from where do we learn programming, start learn programming. So now, as I already told, there are like plenty of platforms such as like W3 schools, Geeks for Geeks. You have n number of like resources available in YouTube, etc., to start learning and practice programming. But have you ever checked the authenticity of the same? Say you choose a particular YouTube channel, and you may like the content because of the awesome instructor that you have, but if you are like bothered like whether it's going to help you or not, you can anyways come back to advisor, and you can like basically stream or search for the n number of courses, and you can choose the best course that is like that will be beneficial for the career you choose. Your job of searching courses and learning has been made much easier for you by advisor. For more insights and details, you can visit www.advisor.com and start learning. Yes, and this is about how we can start learning. That is how we can be a self-taught learner or programmer. Or if you are like in the initial phase, you need much of the guidance. So I'm sure Agomoni are going to conduct, even for advisor for that matter. They are going to host different webinars or workshop in the upcoming future, and we'll make sure we train you, and we uh, encourage you to learn different things. Even for that matter, even I may like take up some workshops voluntarily. So you can follow my page, that is in you can like come to LinkedIn and search and Vineet Nayak, so you can reach my profile and you can get connected to me anytime, any point in time. So yes, thank you. This is what I wanted to like give you the insights of programming. I'm sure you guys have learned a lot from it. And before going to like say before we wind up and start the questioning, so let's write a like quick program to like add two numbers. As I was telling you earlier, add two numbers. So it's basically to give you insights of what are data structures. So here in Python, basically if you want to take input from your terminal or input from a user, you can like directly assign variable, say n1, so that is your number one, is equal to int of. So basically whatever the input you are getting from a terminal is you are getting it in a form of string, but since you want it as a like integer, we give it as int of input of, say what you want to print, say enter a number one. So now if I run it, so it will give me it will open a prompt and ask me to like enter the data for me. And similarly, I need two numbers, that is n2. I'll just copy paste the same, and this is that is I'm gathering the second number and int of input of number of two. And let me like just write a simple sum, that is another variable. So I'm adding n1 and n2, and I'm basically printing it, print of sum. So now let's quickly run this program and control S. let me use my terminal to run it. So I'm sure I can use VS Code too for running it, but I'm like pretty much compatible with the terminal because it's like really awesome. Python add two numbers dot py. So you guys can see it's asking me like enter a number. So let me give it 5 and enter a number 2. Let me give it 7. You guys can see it's giving me a 12 as an output. So this is how we write a program in Python, and you guys can write your own program. So there comes a lots of concepts when you like start learning it, such as what are different things. For example, the functions or the classes that you have in Python and stuff. So you guys can like really like improve it and learn a lot from it. Yes, yes, that's pretty much about the thing that I wanted to share, and now it's time for a question. So if you guys have any questions, you can like start asking to me.
Whoever has any questions, put it in the YouTube chat section, and so we'll connect with you.
uh, Abhirup, it will be like really amazing if you read it out for me.
Yes, yes, sure. I'll just get the questions. The attendance link will be given. Enjoy your session first. So don't worry about the attendance link, it will be given. Do you guys have any question? Any question, guys? Okay, so I have a question for you, Vineet. The
Yes.
question is how to get certification from a reputable website such as Geek for Geeks.
Okay, so I'm not sure about the certification from Geeks for Geeks because Geeks for Geeks have their own set of courses, so which are of course paid. You can like check it out in their website. For example, you can like open Geeks for Geeks courses and you can check it out. But I think the job of searching has been made easier for you by advisors. But similarly, there are like amazing platforms like Coursera. You have amazing platforms like Udemy, which wherein the companies like IBM or the companies like Google like provide the courses for you, and they have a certain set of courses and they consider it as a specialization, and on completing that specialization you will be getting a specialization certificate from their end. And I believe it has a like greater value when you go in for placement or interview and stuff. Yeah.
So and also I'd like to add on like Agomoni will be hosting sessions with various reputed companies like Advisor, and we will be coming up with like a session almost every week. So please stay tuned with us. You can check out the website. The details for every workshop will be given out on the website itself. So for reputable companies, we'll be also getting in touch with them and we'll be providing certification courses with them. So not an issue. I have another question for Vineet. That is, what do you think? What do you think to learn the next programming language after C++? I assume he's asking what to learn after C++.
Yes, yes, it's awesome. So I'm sure every beginner. So if you are a beginner, you would have like already begin learning C and C++. So if you are like interested to learn different object-oriented programming languages, for that matter, you can always like go with Java or Python. But the Python is in a hype now, and I'm sure it's going to have a like maximum benefits if you like choose Python as your next programming language. And it's also like a cute programming language, as I've already mentioned, and you have a lots of benefits learning it.
So another question I have is, what type of language are used for internships and what to practice?
Okay, so this is like actually a good question. So the internship programming languages vary as per the industries you get in. So, but if you like check out like some of the top internship providing agencies, you will they will mention the prerequisites that they have. But as per my experience, I guess if you have like a really good grep and python. And if you have a really good, and if you are interested in backend management, that is database management systems, if you have a good grep and sql, so it's like it will definitely give you provide you a good internships. Similarly, there are some companies who also hire get people in the programming languages who know c also, and also a java.
Okay, and all those were asking about the terminal. So a mail has been sent yesterday to you guys, which contains the link for downloading Python. After you have downloaded Python, you can either go to Control Panel and from there you can open Python and use it as a terminal. Or if you downloading Anaconda, Anaconda already comes with an command prompt, so you can use that as well.
Okay, give me a second. Let me just share my screen. I have something to tell about the Python whenever you install it. So the Python also gives you your own IDE for that matter. Wait, let me just minimize it. Okay, so this is my screen. So if you like choose a Python, so Python has its own IDE for you. So ideally basically means the two, it's a developer tool wherein you like write a programming things. So when you like open a ideally, you will get a similar to a terminal sort of thing. So now if you click on file, if you can create a new file and start writing your program here. For example, let me like show print. Uh, hey, thank you for joining this workshop. So joining, and let me like save, and so it asked me to save. Let me save it randomly here in F. So workshop.vy. Give me a second and save. So and if I run this, so run module, or you can like click F5 to run it. So you can see the output in the ideally. So this is another awesome ideally that is provided by Python. But it's always recommended that you use the tools like VS Code, that is Visual Studio Code, or Anaconda, or Jupyter notebooks or stuffs, because when you're like working on large scale things, so your integration will be a problem. And so each time going to an ideally is like not a feasible task. So that's why I recommend you using some of the like IDEs like VS Code and Anaconda.
And next question I have is how much time it requires to learn Python?
Okay, so this is like a good question. So if you want to learn something, if you're curious enough to learn anything, so it's like you can learn Python in like 15 to 20 minutes. So Python is like really simple. You can write a hello world program if by in like 1 to 2 minutes. But if you want to be a proficient at Python, it I think it will take around 1 week. So if you like give around 3 hours per day, 100% attention and focus, you can like start building amazing programs in a week. Yeah.
Somebody wanted to know what kind of programming languages are required if they want to go in the field of AR/VR. So,
Okay. So I'm not sure about this because like I'm not into AR and VR, but you can definitely Google it out and learn. And check it out.
what is the difference between the language IDE and the output window? Okay.
Okay, so language ID is like basically set for Python, but whenever I use terminal, you can like run anything. If your laptop is configured to run Java programs, if your laptop is like configured to run C program, then you can definitely run it from your terminal.
Okay. So, any other questions? Any other question? Okay. Some people are having a problem with the attendance link. They have not been able to get attendance link. So, I'll request somebody from advisor if they could please check on that.
I think you guys can share the same in
We have sent
chat.
it, but it seems YouTube is blocking the link in the chat window.
Okay,
So
okay. So
that is a problem.
I guess I can give it a try. Give me a while.
Any other question? Which is the good coding language like Python or Java to get a job? I think it totally depends on you. Whatever, what kind of job you're looking for, and it does not actually matter what is good Python or Java, because some of the things that are present in Java are not available in Python and vice versa. So it depends on what kind of thing you are trying to do.
Also, like if you have like certain set of for example, you have a dream company. For example, if you want a Google or stuff, so you can basically go to their website and just check the hiring portal, and you can choose any programming language that is like more feasible. So like okay, give me a second. I guess you will hear some of the noise now because I'm going live in YouTube room. So okay, so I'm sharing the link. I hope it's accessible. So can you guys like
Some,
open it now?
yeah, I think the form link is visible now. Please go and fill that up form. And some
Yes.
people are asking about IoT. So we will be having a workshop next week on IoT itself. So we will share you the details, and please do join whoever is interested in IoT. So you will be getting a workshop on IoT as well.
Yes, and one more thing I wanted to share with you all guys. So, programming is always a fun, and if you take it funny. So now I have seen like some of my friends who always wanted to be a programmers, and but they just wanted to take the sweet and not actually do the hard work. That is, say, whenever you are learning something, so it is there will be a tendency that you will be like you will get n number of problems here and there, and if you guys can like face it out, if you guys can solve the errors, you can like the errors are common. So if you write a program, you will get n number of errors. You can like google it and get a best solution. If not possible, there is one site known as like stack overflow, wherein the developers have already shared what are the different things or errors they faced in their day-to-day life. So you guys can like go to it and you can just google the error and you can solve it. So solving errors should not be a problem, but if you are like curious and if you can learn a lot, then definitely the programming is a field for you. But if you are like the one who are like going to give up, so just try to inculcate that habit in you of like not giving up. Yes.
Some people have a very interesting question. I think you should take this up, Vineet. The question is,
Yeah.
Python is used for what type, like front end or back end?
Pardon.
What is Python used for? Is used for front end or
Okay.
back?
Yeah, this is like amazing questions. Like, so Python is used for backend too, and you have this amazing GUIs of Python such as Tinker, we call it, and you have Streamlight and another amazing GUIs of Python which can be used for front end. But we also have amazing frameworks of Python such as Flask. We have Django and amazing frameworks of Python, which wherein you can like write your like front end in HTML and CSS and connect it to your backend that is written in Python. So Flask is like a really amazing tool that I recently took a workshop on. So you can use Python for both front end and back end. So you guys can like if you are interested in front end development with Python, you can like just check it out the front end development tools like Tinker, and you can also check there are like lots of readily available tools, so you can learn it and start building your things.
Right, and also like people who are asking about Java, there is a similar framework in Java as well. Java can be used for backend as well as front end. For front end, you can use stuff like Swift. So those are Java frameworks which you can use for front end.
Yes.
Next question I have is: does learning programming language require a PC with high configuration?
No, definitely not. If you have a basic PC, say it can be a older version. Say if you have Windows 7 too, so if you can able to install Python in it or any if you have a Linux, then definitely you need not install Python. So installation of Python is simple in Linux, but you can run any number of programs in your PC. But it gives you a problem when you are going for a higher version. For example, you are running a project, entire a global project in your PC, it will create a problem. But for beginning to learn programming, you definitely need not require a higher end of your PC. So you can begin with the lower end.
Right, and also like recently you can find virtual environments where you can launch any programming language, so you can use those and you will not need a physical infrastructure for them. So
Exactly. So one of the certain like let me share my screen. So there is I would like to share this. These are basically the online platform wherein you can write the program and execute whenever you want it. So that is one of such is like repl.it.
yeah,
Re
like REPL is the
yeah.
most famous of them.
Yes, so it's like really amazing for like writing it. So you can also write C basic of C program. They have their own platform together, like certain set of instruction IDEs for Python, C++, Java, and n number of things. You need not install it in your PC too. You can directly like run it. Yeah, so do give it a try. So that is replt.it. Yeah, replt.it.
So next question is: Does Python is Python required for ethical hacking?
Yes, Python do have its like application in ethical hacking. Uh, yes, so ethical hacking is different concept altogether, but you can use Python as a tool for ethical hacking.
Yeah, and specifically since you, if you are interested in ethical hacking, you will be using Linux, right? So Python is like very easily integratable in Linux. So that's a plus point over there.
Exactly.
And I have a next question that is, does HTML CSS have a good job availability?
Yes, it had a good job availability because if you know basic of HTML, CSS, so you would have like become a front end developer in the previously. But now, since like the companies expect a lot from you and there are like lots of competitions, it's always good to know a front end tool and a back end tool, and they have made it. Single platform as a full stack developer, and they ask you for both front end skills and back end skills when they hire into a position of full stack developer. And I don't think the front end developer thing is still existing, and if existing, I think very few companies have it.
Right. So I have another question. Can Python be used for cybersecurity?
Yes, it can be used. So you can use Python for cybersecurity.
Vineet,
uh,
you
Hello.
yeah, you're audible now.
Yeah, you can use Python for cybersecurity.
So any other questions, guys?
Okay, let me tell you one thing. So, if you're planning to learn Python, so trust me when I tell this, Python can be used for any of the things that are different domains of CS. But only thing that is the Python is an interpreter language, and it's like little slow when it compared to C because for building a Python that is our interpreter language, we use C in the backend or different languages in the backend. But yes, the Python is like really amazing tools, and you have lots of packages, lots of libraries, and these libraries help you grow. Yeah.
How to set up Linux in your laptop? You need a VM for that.
Yes, so there are two options again. So though this concept is not included in today's workshop, so let me tell you this thing since you have asked it. So you will have to install a visual virtual machine in your PC, and you can run it virtually. So you have another option to like dual boot your system. That is, you can use either Windows and Linux at a time. So it is like considered risky installing it because there is a chances that sometimes the system might get crashed, but VM, that is virtual machine, is always a better option for running your Linux at a time parallelly with your Windows. But
And
it, but
other
it
than that, you can also use your cloud UI. Like you can set up Linux in your cloud as well. So
exactly.
yeah, so
But
if you,
when you're installing like a VM, that is virtual machine, make sure you have a minimum requirement of 4 GB RAM in your PC. Else, I think it would be a nightmare to install it.
it just lags, so it's a lot of trouble. So if you guys need a segment or a workshop on Linux, do let me know. I do work on Linux a lot, so if you guys need a workshop on that, do let me know. We'll arrange a workshop on Linux for you guys. So let me know in the chat section if you need a workshop on Linux. Next question I have is, which programming language can be used for good placement in companies such as Microsoft and Google.
Yes,
Very
again,
interesting.
it's like company independent. Like the programming languages, almost all programming languages are used in the big tech giants. So they eventually were running in Java, and they are shifting the programming languages here and there. So again, as I already told you, there are like lots of requirements that these tech giants provide you, and they hire only depending on the requirements they have. But Python is a good program to start with, because Python has its application in almost all the tech industries.
Right. Somebody asked how to make a good profile in LinkedIn. So I guess you can visit either of Vineet's or mine profile, and that is kind of like okay, I would say. So just go and you can see what kind of things make a good profile in LinkedIn.
Let me like just share you my LinkedIn profile. If you guys are interested to know about me and like get connected with me, give me a second. I'll be just sharing the same with you guys. And one more thing, in order to have your amazing LinkedIn profile built, so make sure you are actively participating in such more of these events, and you host such events and stuff. So you be a part of a community basically, and these communities will definitely help you like improve your profile. And if you want, I can definitely take a session on like profile building, since I am a mentor. And you guys can check out A Foundations, A the Celebrating Educations, because they have really amazing courses on like personality development too. Yes. Are there any other questions?
I'll look, not till now. Yeah, for people who are asking to for a workshop on Linux, we will be coming out within a month. No worries. You'll get the details. Any other question, guys? I think that's all. That is kind of all.
Okay.
People want.
I would like to tell you guys one thing. If you guys are facing any such difficulties, you can like ping me in LinkedIn, and I'm like really active in LinkedIn, and I can answer you like at any point of time. I think Abhishek Gupta has a question. He just messaged in LinkedIn. I mean, YouTube stream. So yes, Abhishek, you can put it in a while. I'll just take it for you, and you guys can even ping Abirup, and you can ask with him my profile too if you didn't find my profile. And you guys can like ping me any point in time, and you can also come to advisor if you have any queries. And we have amazing set of people at advisor who can like help you in learning different things and guide you throughout the process.
So I see many people are asking about their LinkedIn. I'll do one thing. I'll just share the LinkedIn profile of both Vineet and mine, and you can see for yourself.
Okay, so this is amazing question, Abhishek. I guess you asked me after receiving the certificate automatically, right? So this is Google has this like amazing platform or tools in Google Sheets. That is, your Google form is basically connected with your Google Sheet, and inside Google Sheet you have something known as like add-ons. And in add-ons you have a special feature that is known as autocrat. Like, let me just share the screen for you, so that you guys can visit it any point of time, and you can basically automate the process. So you can also use Python for it. I had built a tool, but since Google Sheets is making my job easier, like I'm like a little lazy to like use my programming tool. So okay, now here, I hope you guys can see my screen. So it's getting reloaded basically. Give me a second. Okay, so here, if you click on add-on and go to like means get add-ons, so you can find like amazing set of like add-ons for your Google Sheets. And basically you can use like autocrat. Already installed autocrat, and you guys configure it and then use it however you want. So basically, you will have to design the certificates in your using your Google Sites in order to get the maximum use of your thing. So here you create a job, and this job will like make its job. Yeah. So that is one of the excellent features that Google Sheets and most of the Google applications give for.
Yeah, so I'm sharing my screen for anyone who was talking about the LinkedIn part. Is my screen visible? Just Vineet, let me know.
Yes, it's visible, Abiru.
Okay, okay. So you can see that that is my profile. I'll be sharing Vineet's as well. So you can just ping me up anytime. So one of the very important things I find is a profile picture and put a background picture or anything in that case, and a short description of bio of what you are doing. In my case, I have put on where exactly I'm working right now and what are the organizations I'm associated with at this point of time. So that is basically what I have put. Other than that, you can also put in like you can see the experiences, right? So I'm working in at these organizations currently. So that will come followed by your certifications. You can put and any volunteer experiences that you have been a part of. And finally, what is important is you get recommendations and endorsements, right? So after you have like been a part of any organization or anything, you can, or you have like even known a person, you can actually ask them for a recommendation or for endorsing you for that particular skill. So you can do that. So that is, and you can add your projects and whatever awards you have won or anything. That basically comes over here. So that is basically the thing. And as you can see, I've also worked with Linux and stuff. So I'll be taking your workshop after a few months. I'll be also sharing Vineet's profile. So just a minute. There he goes. So that's Vineet's profile. I think Vineet would like to describe about it.
Yes, sure. Can I share my screen, Abiru, if you don't mind?
Okay, you can do that.
Okay, so as Abhirup said, so like LinkedIn is amazing platform wherein you get maximum recognition. So I hope you guys can see my profile. So I've already added the featured things wherein I have featured, but I would like not like to drag much on LinkedIn part because I would like to take another session if possible on LinkedIn. But let me just show you the site of advisor because like we were like speaking about lots about advisor, so how to find the courses and stuff. So this is now the advisors have already been like upgraded, and they have also like amazing set of internship opportunities that have been posted, and they have amazing projects that you can like learn from and work on it. So also they have a job of opportunities if you, I mean, they have tied up with amazing companies like Accenture, Oracle, and stuff, Paytm, Flipkart, and you guys can basically visit it and you can find the internships. But the main and necessity criteria here is you will have to have your amazing resume done. So I can take a resume session if you guys want it in the nearest future, and I can like share you how we can like basically create a resume using another amazing platform that is latex. So it's again a programming language used for documentation and creating templates. So latex makes your job of like alignment easier. So it's like a good programming language to learn, and you guys can add it in your resume too. So you guys can find a job and internships here, and they have also like made your job easy by giving locations and stipends that you want to earn and duration and so. You guys, they have also like amazing blogs on like what are the different technologies or time to time jobs or sellings, and what are the necessary skills that you want to gain. And also they post in like some of the things like if Udacity, that is a top premier means educational institute, is providing some scholarship, they are like going to post it regularly at advisor. It's advisable that you guys like create your account here and get a time to time update from advisor, and also learn from the blogs. Even I have some of my blogs written here, and you guys can read it any time that you want, and that's about advisor. And I guess Abirup would also like to share about Agomoni.
Yes,
Vineet,
yes. I'll.
yeah,
I
yeah,
am sharing my screen. Just a minute.
yeah.
So, okay. Just let me know if my screen is visible. Yeah. So anytime you just type over here in, and there you land in the home page, right? So what you do over here, you can register yourself. I have already got myself registered, so I'm not going to this. I'll just automatically log in. And once you do that, this is the platform where you can write anything and it will be totally anonymous, right? So whatever you put, it will be out here. Like you guys have already talked about this stuff, so it's here. You can also find other stuff like people have written really nice stuff over here. So everything done over here is anonymous. See, I cannot know which person has written this thing. That's I think very important, specifically now since we are so concerned about privacy and all. So you can write anything over here. So just let me write. We had a workshop, right? And I submit it, and it will be updated. So you can also check out the gallery section. Many people have uploaded their images. So we were really going through them. It's really nice. And also another thing that you can customize your account. That there goes my account, and while I open it, I can talk about anything. I can change the profile picture, anything. So that finally you have the option which we are totally going for. Like for example, if you are going for mental health or anything, if you need any organization, if you're looking for an organization, if you're part of a club and they ask you to find organizations that are working in this particular field, just go over here, search for it, and you will find some organizations that are over here, right? So these are some things that you can go through the entire definitely ask you to check it out. The link has already been given to you. You guys got the link through this. Yeah, I can see some people are already putting in their stuff. You can definitely go and put in how was your workshop and give a small feedback on how the workshop was. Like these two people have already done. Yeah, looking forward to your answers, and that is all from my side. So yeah, any more questions if you have?
Okay, one more thing. If you guys like really enjoyed this workshop on like fundamentals of programming, so you guys can definitely share in your LinkedIn profiles and tag me and advisor and Agomani at any point in time. And if you guys have any specific things to tell to me, like you can reach out to me in LinkedIn, as I already told earlier. I think that's pretty much that I wanted to share here today. And if you guys have any questions, you can like feel free to ask in the stream or chat. So I'll take one question more. If you don't have questions, it's totally fine. And then let's probably wind this workshop. Will that be fine, Abiru?
Yes, yes, that's completely fine. And the same for me. You can also reach out over LinkedIn, over WhatsApp. Most of you have my WhatsApp details as well, so you can contact me anytime over any platform. And yeah, let's have a question. If you have any final questions for us, we'll be concluding. Before that, if you have any questions, do we have any questions? I don't. Okay, let's see.
Let's wait for 2 minutes maybe.
Yes.
And you guys can like check out the chat section wherein you have the feedback form. If you guys missed it, like I can post it again for you guys. So give me a second, I'll be posting it now. Abirup, if they have any questions, just ping me, okay?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Will the sessions be uploaded in YouTube? I think this live video will be there. Vineet will not be removing it anytime soon. I hope so. Yeah, you can check it out later.
Yes, yes, sure. I'll make some changes if possible. Else, I'll be directly uploading the same video. You guys can check it out any point in time if you.
People are asking for more webinars, and yes, there will be definitely webinars. I told you every week we'll come out with one webinar. You will be having advisor again, I hope. So we will be having other organizations also, advisor also. So every week we'll be having a webinar. So do stay back with us. And the link of the form has already been given again. So if any of you missed that, use this link.
Also, I guess the certificates are already been shared with you guys. So if you guys didn't receive the certificate, I am sure you guys have like mailed, added a wrong mail ID, or there might be some issues with your from your end because the certificates are reached to each and everyone who filled the form. So if you didn't get the certificate, you guys can fill in the form again, and then you will be getting a certificate. Okay, so I guess you guys don't have any questions. I think Abirup is like, let's probably wind this up.
Yes, yes, exactly. I think it's done. We can end the session over here.
Yes. Okay, thank you so much, guys, for joining in, and I hope you guys liked it. And super excited for more such workshops. And yeah, thank you.
Yeah, so I think you can end the live.